Okay, I'm going to take a look at the juji-gatame position, and we're going to take a look at some alternative finishes and grip breaks from here. Okay, so starting in juji-gatame, my feet are touching, my knees are pressed together tight, I've got my hand all the way through, I've got pressure, good pressure with my legs. Now, sometimes their arms are buried kind of deep here. I don't have access to that wrist very well. So an alternative grip break here is going to be to grab his belt with my free hand, and I'm going to go palm facing down. Okay, so I'm going to turn it a little bit here, Tyler. I'm going to go palm facing down with the other hand. So I'm going to take this and I'm feeding it to the other hand. And at the same time, I'm going to pull his elbow towards me, and I'm going to cheat my arm up a little bit closer to his wrist. Okay, at the same time, I'm going to post on this hand, and I'm going to take his head, and I'm going to pull his head as close to me as I can. From now, I'm going to push my butt off the floor, elevate, and I'm going to rotate this hand this way. My elbow is going to go high, and it's going to work against his wrist. So like I said, you want to pull this hand so your forearm is more against his wrist than anything. Lean to the side, trap his head tight, pop your hips up, rotate, then we sit back and we take the juji-gatame. Okay, this is actually a really uncomfortable one for him, and it is very powerful. It's important that this part of your arm, your bony part of your arm, is used as the lever point here when you grab your gi. So he's got that nice and tight, got good position. I don't think I'm going to free that arm very easily. I come to the belt, I go and grab with the other hand, I pull that to my hip, I take his head and I turn it, post, elevate, turn, and then I finish the juji-gatame. Okay, so that's the belt grip break that we're going to call it. Okay, another grip break that we can cover here is a real simple one. Basically, I can't get this hand all the way down to that wrist, but I can grab it with my other hand. Once I do that, I'm then going to create and come up and feed my hand through, and I'm going to grab my own forearm right around the elbow area. Okay, again, every pressure is the same as it was before. Now, I'm going to turn my wrist this way. When I do this move, I'm going to jam his hand down hard, and I'm going to take that bony part of my arm, and I'm going to dig it real hard right into the meaty part of his forearm. And as I do, I elevate with my shoulders, and I jam that down. And normally, that creates a lot of pain real quick and a lot of pressure on his elbow that they just release. Okay, and it is very, very powerful. And it's kind of scary when you're on the other side. You feel like your elbow is just going to explode. Okay, so again, I'm in this position. My hand is going to grab his wrist. I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to grab my bicep, or right around the elbow area. I'm going to turn my wrist. Okay, so the bony part of my wrist is against the meaty part of his forearm. And then I'm going to jam that hand down and I'm going to pull as hard as I can. And then the hand comes free. I extend the arm and I do the juji-gatame. Okay, and it's all done fairly quickly. And this is a quick, explosive movement. When that hand's going down, you're turning at the same time, and you explode through the move, and it surprises him. It causes a lot of pain. Okay? So I've got, and my third one here is I'm going to try to attack this. I'm going to try to attack that wrist here, but now I'm going to lazily just kind of lean this way. And I'm going to let my opponent kind of sit up. As he feels like he's coming up, I'm going to jam that leg down, the back of my hamstring. My back of my hamstring is going to basically kick Tyler right in the face as I'm doing the move. He's thinking he's coming up, but all at once, oh, hang on one second. From this position, again, I'm going to grab my gi first. I'm going to start that way. I'm going to lean a little bit just to let him feel like he's going to be able to come up. As he starts coming up, I'm then going to explode and kick that leg straight, keep my legs together, and then I finish the juji-gatame. So you've got to let his head come off the floor because you need some leverage, and you're just explosively returning his head to the ground. And as you do, you've got the upper secured with your own gi. Okay, so I'm going to be here, and then, oh, and that's a third grip break, which basically hamstring extension.